What's up, everybody? I'm Rook,
And I'm Archon.
and we're on another wonderful episode of Raw and Nerdy. So today we are going to be talking about DC, mostly the shows, movies, and our favorite characters and stuff like that. We usually talk a lot about Marvel because I think we're both Marvel people.
Well, the MCU has just been better than the DCEU. I know there's like maybe 5 people that'll disagree, but for the most part, the movies are just better.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to give a little non-spoiler review. I watched the new Superman last night, and that's kind of what sparked this whole adventure into the DCEU and how it may or may not change depending on how the Superman movie does. So, yeah, that's our main topic for the week.
Yeah, there's a nice little fun fact about that movie, too, from what I understand.
What, the new one?
Yeah, apparently Christopher Reeve's son's in it.
Is he?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Interesting.
But it was supposed to...
I don't know what his son looks like, so I don't know. Like, I wasn't looking for him because I didn't know that. Is he like a small part, big part?
I'm not 100%. He's supposed to be playing a reporter, from what I understand.
Oh, he's one of the reporters?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting because that's a good homage to bringing him back. Now, it would have been really cool if he would have been Superman.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to that section, but yeah.
So let's just start off with our basic. How's your week been?
My week has been interesting. A lot of rain this week, so I didn't work. My daughter's birthday was this week. Her birthday was on Wednesday of the week we're recording. So her birthday was July 9th. Sorry. And so we were going to celebrate on Thursday, the 10th. So I took that day off of work, and then it ended up raining on Friday and Saturday. So I had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
Nice.
And I utilized my time well. I went golfing with my daughter Thursday morning and my brother-in-law and his son. We went and golfed 9, and it's the first time I've actually golfed in, 7 years or so. I didn't do too terribly. I was actually golfing pretty well. It was a friendly game. We weren't playing cutthroat or anything. Like, it wasn't your club touched the ball, that's a stroke. Nonsense. It was just a fun game, and we all had a good time. I actually beat my daughter by quite a bit, but then my brother-in-law Clay was like, well, she was playing from the white tees with us, so we're going to take 1 stroke off for each hole for her because she was playing from the white tees instead of the ladies' tees, which then put her 1 stroke ahead of me. Not fair, but it was fun. We had a good time, and then we celebrated her birthday that night as a family, had dinner and everything. She requested my wife's famous homemade chicken pot pie, which is...
That does sound good.
She makes such a good chicken pot pie.
That does sound really good.
But then yesterday, even though I had the day off, I didn't have the day off because we had my wife's brother and wife and their family come over, and they helped us clean out our garage.
How much of a mess was that?
You should see the pile at the road. Our city does like big trash once a month where they'll come through and they'll just take whatever is out there. They're gonna hate us. There's so much stuff out there. There was some like big heavy metal things that we dragged out there that was like, wow. I don't know how we even got them out there, but
very carefully.
And those were gone by morning. The scrappers had come through and taken all that stuff, and we had a couple strollers from when my kid was younger, and those got taken up right away. And I'm glad somebody's going to be able to use the stuff, but most of it was just like junk. And we also took like a whole carload over to Goodwill, donated that.
Nice.
My wife brought in several things. There's a pile in my living room too that she wants to go through and see what she wants to keep and what else she might want to get rid of. But my garage is let's just say it's a lot cleaner than it's ever been since we moved in. It's always just kind of
Nice.
been like a place to throw things, but now it's actually organized. It looks nice. We can get in, do stuff. Haven't played a lot of video games this week. A little bit here and there. I played a little bit of EverQuest Online Adventures. I don't think I'm really going to be able to get into that, sadly, because that's one that by the time I got to level 5, I was already running into missions that say you need to gather a group to go do it. And it's like, I don't have any other friends that play it. And like all the people on that server are all like mostly high level and stuff. And it's just like, it's not going to be enjoyable trying to do all this low level stuff by myself because I'm only going to be able to do it by myself if I like way out level it.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know.
Nah,
But
that sucks because you were so excited about it.
dude, it would be so fun if I had like even like 3 or 4 people that played it with me. It would be a blast because then we'd be able to knock out all those things together. But I can see why it's old and dated, and it'd be hard to get people to play. But I am looking for. I really want to play an MMO, and I don't know which one. I've kind of pondered playing Final Fantasy 14 again because that's like such a good game, and I haven't played any of the new expansion. So I've thought about getting back into that a little. I thought about ESO a little bit, maybe playing that again.
Thought about ESO. I still have that. I don't know if I still have the subscription running for it because I don't pay attention to my subscriptions. But I've thought about jumping back into Star Wars: The Old Republic.
That one was the problem with that one is when it went free to play, it got to the point where it's like I don't want to say it's pay to win, but it's like you can't do any of the really good stuff without paying.
Well, of course, that's their way of making sure that they can still support the servers.
Right.
But at the same time, if I'm going to do that, because my high level characters have all the purple gear, and yes, on some of them, I've unlocked the ability to wear purple gear on the free to play side. I choose to just activate the subscription and go.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably do that if I did play it. I'd probably do the subscription way because I mean, I do remember that I loved the story behind it. It was a really fun game. I do really enjoy. It's just that's another one of those games where it's like at this point I'd have to start over, and
Hell, I would create a new character with you.
Yeah, it's just hard to find groups at lower levels in games.
But that's the wonderful thing about Star Wars: The Old Republic is unless you plan on running the operations and the I forgot what they call the other ones, the ones where you need groups.
Yeah,
you can pretty much run the
play a lot
entire
of it
story
solo.
solo.
But I like doing those, like the dungeons and the group missions and things like that. Like those are fun, and I don't want to like.
I'll start a new character with you.
I even kind of this one's harder for me because I swore that I would never do it again. I even kind of considered World of Warcraft. I swore to myself I would never play that game again, but I do. The one thing I do really like about World of Warcraft, though, is like the whole group finder situation that they got going on. And now they added the whole delves where you can run like dungeons by yourself and stuff. But like the group finder thing makes it to where you always have people to group with. And I like that a lot. So
Star Wars: The Old Republic has that too.
Even for lower level stuff,
they have a group finder.
And I could stay true to myself and not play World of Warcraft ever again. Like I said, I wouldn't.
Exactly. And plus, what's really nice is a lot of the post end game content is you can run it with other people, but it's also really good storytelling, and it's BioWare getting back to what they're known for, their storytelling, focusing on the story. So you can run it with single player or multiplayer.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to quit playing Dune. It's just right now, for some reason, on my server for the Landsrad, they chose the dumbest ever perk for. I don't even know why it's considered a perk. They chose one that says like, anytime you die, you drop all your gear and anybody can loot it.
Mm-hmm.
How is that a perk? Because, like, I mean, I guess in PvP areas that'd be cool, but like even in PvE areas, if you're running like, what are those? Why can't I think of the
If you're running through, not just the laboratories, but
testing stations? Like, if you're running
yeah.
through one of the testing stations and you just, oops, I got killed. All your stuff sitting there for anybody to grab.
Now, let's be honest. I have never died in a testing station in PVE areas. I've always died in the
I
uh,
have.
little communities where you get the intel.
I have. Yeah, I've died in those a couple, but I have died in a testing station in the deep desert. The ones in the deep desert are
Oh
hard,
yeah,
and that's where the stuff is that I'm looking for right now. I'm not going to the old world, the Haga Basin testing stations. There's nothing really in there that I need.
the
But
old
like,
world.
yeah, I mean, I've gone through and collected all, but I think like 6 of the intels now. I was doing that like earlier this week. I went through and was just collecting intels,
Mm.
and I found out that I was wrong. You can't unlock everything because I don't get intel for leveling up anymore, and the only way to get it is to go find these intels, and I only have like 6 left to get, and I still have like 1,000 more points I need to unlock everything, and there's no way I'm getting that from 6. You
Yeah,
get like
you'll get
20 per.
at most you'll get 120.
Yeah, I know there are a few that I can unlock still in the deep desert, so that'll unlock a little bit more, but I'm still not going to get anywhere near the 1,000 I need to unlock everything.
But think of it this way: making a character and then giving the ability for everybody to unlock
All the crafting
everything.
things.
No, just to unlock everything would be eh. So I like it with you having to pick and choose what you unlock, because then it makes
Yeah,
you in some ways be a little bit more social in the game, so that way you can find somebody that has other things unlocked so you can work together.
that's true. Like, as a guild and stuff. But I mean, mainly the only things I haven't unlocked is a lot of the weapons, the
Mm.
different types of weapons to make and things like that. Like, I've got the ones that I use, like the shotguns and the sniper rifles. I've got
Oh
all
yeah.
those unlocked. I've got all the vehicles that I use unlocked and in the components for them. So I didn't unlock a couple of the like things that you can like the spice foods. I'm not going to make any of that crap. So
I keep finding enough of that just running around.
right, and I'm not going to waste my spice on making those because like A, I don't use them very often, and B, like spice is hard to come by and you need it for other things. So,
Mhm.
anyway,
That's
yeah.
enough on Dune.
Yeah. This isn't a Dune episode. But yeah, we but other than that, like I've been just kind of playing. I played a little Stardew Valley and oh, what was it? I just watched something the other day that I was wow, I'm totally blanking. I watched the new Karate Kid movie, Karate Kid Legends.
I heard that's supposed to be good.
6 out of 10 maybe. I wasn't impressed.
I'll have to watch it and give my opinion later.
I feel like they threw Ralph Macchio in there just as a gimmick. Like his character made no contribution to the story whatsoever. Having him there literally changed the story none. If you didn't have his character in the movie, it would have played out exactly the same. And I spoiler free because it is still fairly new. I don't just followed the same formula as every single Karate Kid movie. Like it reminded me of a reverse version of the one with Jaden Smith in it.
Okay.
Instead of him moving to Hong Kong and having to learn kung fu or whatever, this kid knew kung fu and he was moving from Hong Kong to the United States, and it was just the same, like just basically a recycled plot. There was a little bit of difference to it, which kind of made it stand out a little bit, but for the most part, it was just rinse and repeat. Same old Karate Kid. He has to compete in a tournament and win. Oh, guess what? I mean, like it's just, I don't know, but it was good. I mean, I did. I don't feel like I wasted my 2 hours watching it.
No, that's the important part, is not feeling like you're wasting time watching some, or if you're going to the movies theater to watch it, you're not wasting
Right.
money to go watch it.
And then, like I said earlier, I did watch the new Superman last night, and I'll talk about that in a little while. But I don't feel like I wasted time watching that one either, which is good, especially when it comes to DCEU movies. lately. So
Yeah. All right. So my week was actually fairly simple. I didn't really do much. I do want to go watch the new Jurassic Park movie. I've heard a lot of good things about it. My brother said it's not so good, but then again, me and my brother don't necessarily go eye to eye on a lot of movies. So,
yeah, a
but
friend of mine went and saw it, and he said the same kind of thing as Karate Kid Legends. He said he gave it like a 6 out of 10.
but that's still better than.
But I feel
I
like it
mean,
should get at least a 7 out of 10 just because it has Scarlett Johansson in it.
see, that's why.
So that's it. That makes a movie at least a 7 out of 10, whether it's good or not. So
Yeah. So I mostly this week I did the editing for last week's episode. Uh, or it'll be the episode coming on Monday, which by the time you see this, it'll be last week's episode. I did the editing on that, and then I finished up building my the top part of my base in Dune, and then I jumped for a little bit, did a tour of my ship, which I'm going to have to post as a separate little clip on YouTube.
yeah,
Yeah, it would
it's
have
impossible
added.
to do a tour quickly of of your ship. That
I
ship
did
is
it
too
in
big.
5 minutes, but the problem is this is recorded as video and as podcast, and there would be a really boring 5 minute section I'd have to cut out and wouldn't make any sense. So I was like, I'll just do a video of the tour itself because it's a really cool ship, and it's proof that you can do elevators in the ship and it work. And it's proof that you can streamline a ship in the game and it works. But yeah, it's just been work, sleep. Ordered a new monitor for my computer. It's going to be coming in soon. I'm not doing anything overly fancy. It's just going to be a 34-inch Asus ROG Swift, and
Curved, of course.
curved, of course. But it's only going to be a 34-inch. I didn't see the need to get a 40 or a 49-inch. I
I
didn't want
love
to
my
fork out.
49.
I didn't want to fork out the $1,000 for a good 49-inch when it would take up most of my desk, and
Worth it.
the desk I currently have really, I don't think it would be good for this desk. If I had a flat desk and didn't have the raised elevations behind it, then it'd be good.
Raised elevations actually help because then you could put the other monitors, like mount them up behind it, and then you could have a setup like mine.
My monitor is right here where my hand is. That is blocking my vision of most of my monitor. I plan on putting another one up here. So I'll have one above and then one right here. So
kind of like my setup, but I have two above.
Yeah, sort of like yours, but I'm only going to have one because it'll be easier to keep all of my notes and stuff up there, my Discord, and then I don't have to worry about alt tabbing and stuff like that.
Yep, that's exactly what I do. So when you were finishing your base in Dune, did you happen to come over and check out my new one yet?
I took pictures and posted them. They'll be edited into this the Dune episode. I got
of yours.
I went and took a picture of 100 meters from the first floor. So I literally parked my ornithopter inside your base where the ramp goes up into your base so I could get the altitude it was at, flew back out, went up 100 meters and got a picture of both of them. And then I put them side-by-side comparisons on size.
I'm not worried about size. How'd you like my hangar?
I didn't land in your hangar, sir.
You didn't check it out, though?
No, I haven't ran through your base yet.
Oh, dude, my hangar's really sweet. Like, I there's like a way that it goes all the way through. Mm-hmm. Instead of just coming in the one side, it goes all the way through. And I put, like, running lights along each hangar. So you have, like, launching lights and stuff. And then I got, it's huge, too. The hangar's really big. It's really cool.
I have to check that out.
That's when I get back in. Warmakiter came over and was checking it out as I was building it. He's like, dude, I love your hangar.
Yeah, mine's a platform with shields around it. It works for me. But so yeah, it was mostly work, sleep, and editing videos. I don't know why. I just didn't game much.
I missed out on something yesterday that I didn't even know was going on, and I really hate it.
What's that?
My son, one of my sons, the 14-year-old was like, hey, I'm going with a couple of the guys from church down to the Lansing Comic-Con. I was like, what? there's a Lansing Comic Con, and he's like, yeah, they had an extra ticket and an extra seat in the car, and they asked me if I wanted to go, and I'm like,
Dude, you could have taken some recording equipment.
I didn't even know that there was one, but I looked it up, and there wasn't like. It wasn't like a huge.
Doesn't have to be huge. It's just going out and enjoying the nerdum.
I know, but I mean, like, as far as like interviews or anything like that, there wasn't like.
I need to buy tickets right now because the Star Wars convention they're having down here has a couple of people from that I want to talk to. One of them's the guy who voices the animated Darth Maul.
Nice. For that new show you were talking about?
Well, he's the one that's always been doing Darth Maul, the animated version. For those of you who the show he's talking about is Star Wars Maul, Lord of Shadows, and it was announced back in April of this year. So I'm actually interested in watching that because now
cool.
He gets to do things he wants to do with the character that Filoni kept saying, no, this isn't his show. This isn't his show. So I want to see what this is going to be like because he does a really good, and it's cool because he takes, I forgot the actor's name, but he takes the actor who did the live action Darth Maul in the prequels.
Oh, Ray Park.
Yeah, he takes Ray Park and took his own twist on it, but holding true to Ray Park's character. But what's cool about the Darth Maul animated series is that Ray Park is going to do the motion cap.
Oh, nice.
The motion capture of Darth Maul. So they're going to be working together.
That is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. But they have that going on near me, so I'm going to probably check that out. There's another convention further south in Texas where the Critical Role cast is going. Right now, the only people that got announced is the Critical Role cast for the most part.
That's pretty cool.
So I there's a couple things I want to go check out. I just got to see if I have the time.
Here in a couple months, I know is the Grand Rapids Comic Con, and that one is a big one. That one is like probably equivalent to like the LA Comic Con. So
okay,
I want to go to that one this year if I can. I hopefully can.
Yeah, I really need to get my house in California taken care of. That way, I can have more money to go to all these conventions I want to go to, because I think that's what people want to see is all this nerdum from everything.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Oh, dude, if you could come up for the Grand Rapids Comic Con,
let me know when it is, and do the research when it is, how much tickets cost and whatnot.
The beginning of November.
All right, just let me know what you find out, and I will see if I can book tickets and whatnot.
Okay, all right, that would be fun.
So, our main topic. Let's get into it.
First, fun fact that was sent to me this morning. First thing. One of my friends sent me a thing. First thing this morning, very first text I got. As of today, 7/13, when we're recording this, Final Fantasy, the first game, was released on Nintendo 35 years ago.
Oh, wow. Man, it's hard to believe gaming is not that old and it's so popular.
Yeah, I was only 6 years old, dude. It's funny because like he made a comment. And he's like, it's hard to believe that like our generation, like us right now, are basically going to be growing up with the history of video gaming. And like he made a comment about how like when we're 80, we're gonna have some of the coolest stories to tell our grandkids. I was like, dude, I'm gonna be sitting there playing with them. So.
Oh yeah, dude. There's old people now that are in their 70s and 80s playing video games.
Oh, dude, I used to play with a bunch of them in EverQuest. Like we'd get on Discord for raids, and you'd hear these guys, and they're old.
Like Grandpa, gaming Grandpa, who's just really good at Battlefield.
Nice.
No. Yeah. Oh, by the way, be looking forward because one thing I left out is I'm on chapter 21 where he just got the Jade Key and the IOI guys just got the Crystal Keys. And I'm at that point in the book now.
Ready Player One. He's talking about Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
I am probably equally as far into Ready Player Two. I'm like, I think I think I'm right around chapter 20, 21-ish in Ready Player 2.
It's just hard for me to listen at work because during the week I have to actually really pay attention to what's going on at work. On the weekends, I have it going in the background where I can divide my attention between the two because I don't have as much work going on. But during the week, it is 100%. I am focused on work. I could probably play it in the background, but there's more people in the office. It might have
Yeah.
bothered them, all that good stuff.
Well, I got like a 45-minute drive to work, so I usually listen to it to and from work, and then like well, when we're cleaning parking lots and stuff, and I'm using like a backpack blower or something. I always have my headphones in anyway because they're noise
Mm.
canceling, so they help with the backpack blower. So I'll listen to my book during then, or like if we have to. Last week I had to drive all the way down to Ypsilanti, which is like a 2.5 hour drive. So I was listening to it all the way down and all the way back. So that I mean, other than that, I don't really get to listen to it at work at all. It's just when I'm driving places or cleaning lots. So
Yeah, so you commute a lot more than I do. I just commute 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. I wish I would have started it um, during my drive, early into my drive from Minnesota. I started it later in the drive because I was finishing up my Halo Fall of Reach novel,
okay,
which is like the third or fourth time I've read / listened to the novel because I like it.
hey,
I like it better than the actual game, Halo Reach. Halo Reach retconned a few things. I didn't like how they retconned it. Why they would go and hire a company to an author to write a prequel book, and then you make the video game and completely retcon a lot of it.
yeah, that
Well,
doesn't make a lot of sense.
luckily, the retcons really are. There's two things that are really retconned in there. The rest are more so this is happening while the story of the book is going on. Because the story of the book covers everything from the creation of the Spartans, while Reach is mainly about the fall of Reach.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyhow,
All right. DC, let's do it.
DC shows and movies. Let's start off with what do we think the good ones are?
Shows or movies?
Let's
Or both?
start with both. Let's start with movies first.
Okay. As far as the movies go, I really liked the first Wonder Woman movie. I thought that one
Mhm.
was phenomenal. Um, I really like the Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League. I thought that one was really good. The
Mhm.
original Justice League was just a train wreck and
Joss
a
Whedon
dumpster
screwed
fire.
up the original. Yeah.
Yeah. I did enjoy the first Aquaman. The second one was garbage. The first one was good. Did you see a theme here?
I see a theme that you're talking about all the more recent ones. You
Well, I'm
hadn't
talking
even
about
mentioned the Michael Keaton Batman movies.
that's not DCEU though. Those are none of the Batman movies. Well, yeah, none of the Batman. Maybe the Batman. I don't even know if that's set in the DCEU.
I have no idea. I don't really pay attention to what they're considering DCEU because the newest Batman movie has
Robert Pattinson. That one I don't think is part of the DCEU
no
because
there's another one. The most recent movie also has Michael Keaton's Batman in it.
oh no, that was gosh, what was that? That was I want to say The Flash.
Yeah,
I
probably
think it was the
was.
flat or no, that might have been Justice
Yeah,
League.
it was the Flash.
Was it the Flash?
2023. It
Okay.
was 2023's the Flash. He yeah. So that
That one
technically is DCEU.
yeah, that one I have not
So
seen the Flash because and yes, that one is DCEU, but the original so the DCEU started the very first movie that started the DCEU technically was The Man of Steel.
all right. So by the logic of how we define what's in the DCEU, I would have to say Michael Keaton's Batman is DCEU because he was brought into the Flash, Ezra Miller's Flash in 2023
But he was brought in.
as Batman.
But he was brought in as Batman from like an alternate timeline. He wasn't part of like the actual
Name
DCEU timeline.
name one character that is in the original timeline, because what is the original timeline of the DCEU?
Well, according to when I like looked it up in Google and stuff, the DCEU consists of Man of Steel through Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and then now I guess the new Superman is supposed to kick off the new DCEU
Let's
because
see.
it doesn't make sense that they'd have two different Supermans in the DCEU. So this is the James Gunn one is supposed to kick off the new and improved DCEU.
Yeah, see, they keep changing it so much.
Yeah. Well, it bombed so bad that they had to like basically just retcon it all and revamp it and reboot.
Yeah, so I will agree. I actually liked Man of Steel.
I did like Man of Steel. However, I didn't like Amy Adams as Lois Lane. So like I wasn't I Henry Cavill's one of my favorite Supermans. I loved him as Superman. I thought he did a great job. I hated that they replaced him until I saw the new one. But I didn't really care for Amy Adams. Plus, the movie was kind of paced slowly.
Here's my take on all of this. Henry Cavill is the epitome of nerdom. And
Fed a cow.
I wish people would listen to him because he actually knows what he's talking about a lot of times. I liked him as the Man of Steel. I think they did him dirty in Justice League with the reshoots and the
Yeah, he did.
damaging CGI clearing mustache clearing stuff.
Yeah, he did all right in Batman vs Superman. I thought that one was okay. Still not sold on Ben Affleck as Batman though.
Ben Affleck is the way he portrayed Batman when it came to fighting and stuff is how Batman, I think, is supposed to be. I do not think Batman is this ultimate ninja in a suit like Dark Knight portrayed him.
What are you talking about? In the comics and everything, Batman was trained by Ra's al Ghul as a ninja assassin. So that is the way he's supposed to fight.
Look at Batman's founding. He carried 2 guns.
I mean, that's true. But he did, like, he was trained as a ninja in the comics.
Depends upon the comics.
Yeah, that's true.
The really older comics, he wasn't. The newer comics, he was. Like we said before, DC has so many alternate universes.
So much inconsistency. They retconned so much. It's hard to follow. And another, this is just my brain. I just looked at this list, but another one I really liked. It didn't get the greatest reviews, but Blue Beetle. I really enjoyed Blue Beetle. I thought that was a great movie. It. Oh, I really liked it. I thought it was great. So you put that on your list. I did like the first.
I have a lot on my list right now, sir.
I did like the first Shazam. Did not like the second Shazam.
I liked Suicide Squad.
Which one?
The first one.
Oh, Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
did like that one. I never saw the second one.
I don't think I've seen. That's Birds of Prey, ain't it? No.
Which one? No, there's a second.
There is a second one. I forgot about the second one. I did watch the second one. It was okay.
Yeah, I never saw the second one. Black Adam.
I haven't seen that one. I've heard mixed reviews on it.
It was all right. I never saw Birds of Prey, but I've heard it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got?
Oh, let's see.
The Flash I never watched because of the whole Ezra Miller controversy, and like I just never even bothered to watch it. I've heard it was a decent movie, but I mean, again, that's how most of these DC movies have been. They've been decent at best. DC, decent.
My problem is so yeah, there's a lot of good DC movies out there. So quite a few bad ones. Uh, but the problem I run into the issue is there's no continuity between the characters. At least with Marvel, when they created their shows, they tried keeping continuity between the characters from the
Right,
MCU and the TV series.
right.
Uh, but when you bring Flash in from the TV series and you
Yeah.
change the actor and all that,
Yeah, I probably would have been way more on board with Flash if they would have brought Grant Gustin in because I loved Grant Gustin. He was amazing.
oh, he was. All right, so we're listing off movies. What about TV series? And now it does
TV
not have to be
series,
DCEU for the TV series.
right? Because none of them are technically considered DCU EU. I Arrow was my jam. I loved
Arrow's
Arrow.
like the best. I think that was the best one.
Arrow was my jam. Flash was my jam. I loved that show. I liked Supergirl.
I haven't seen
All,
Supergirl yet.
like everything in that. Like I wasn't a huge fan of the Tomorrow one. What is it? Like I don't remember what it's called. Some of Tomorrow.
I don't remember.
Like where they
Let's
took
see.
all the like side characters from all the other shows and made a superhero team out of them.
Oh yeah, I get what you're
I,
saying.
I didn't really care for that one so much. I know that they like did a lot of like crossovers, which kind of made it tough because then I had to go back and I had to go and watch the other show just to know what was going on so that the crossovers made sense. But I really liked that universe. But there is a show that is near and dear to my heart that will always and forever be my favorite DC show, and that's Smallville.
That was a good show.
I loved Smallville. I've seen it all the way through 6, 7 times at least. I love that show.
I liked Gotham.
I watched the first season of Gotham, but then I didn't watch it after that. But
I want, what I wish they would do, because I hate to say this, but my favorite DC TV show would have to be Teen Titans Go.
oh, they did make a teen. They made
They made a Teen
Teen
Titans
Titans.
live action, but I haven't really watched it all the way through.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
The episodes I watched did look pretty cool, and I want to watch them all the way through. I need to, because it looked. I do like Teen Titans. Those characters
Yeah,
are interesting.
yeah, that show is. I like. I'm right there with you. But my second favorite DC show, right behind Smallville, is Batman the Animated Series.
Yes, Batman the animated series. See,
That show was legit, dude. That show was so
that's
good.
that's where DC rocked it. Growing up, was the cartoons. They were awesome. Even
Yeah,
Batman Beyond and all of
yeah,
them, they were awesome.
for
It's
real.
the live action is where they're struggling.
Even the Superman in the animated series was great too. I loved that
Mhm.
TV show too.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Marvel has some good animated shows, but DC rocked it growing up with the animated shows, especially with the best Joker ever.
Oh yeah, Mark Hamill.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Mark Hamill is the best Joker. But I will say, out of all the TV shows, my favorite. I mean, Smallville aside, because Smallville is my favorite. But like one of my favorite iterations of Clark Kent and Lois Lane, and that's even including the new movie, which I think I'll talk about that. But like the Superman and Lois WB show that was kind of tied in with Supergirl and kind of
Uh-huh.
in the Arrowverse. That is, I think, one of my favorite Lois and Clark combinations. The chemistry those two had on that show were amazing. I loved every single episode of that show, and I'm really sad that it's done. I thought they did an amazing job of how they ended it and like kind of summed everything up. But yeah, yeah, I really loved that portrayal of Lois and Clark. And I've watched all the different Superman shit. I even watched like Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman back in the day with Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher. I watched like the old school Superman. I watched, Christopher Reeves, George Reeves. Like I've watched Superman my whole life. I love the character and stuff, and just I don't know. Yeah, I'm a good person to give an opinion on the new movie because I've watched all of them. So,
well, I have 2 more questions to ask before we
okay.
get to your review of the new movie.
Okay.
The next one is so we've mentioned good ones and bad ones. We didn't really break them down. What's good, what's bad. We just grouped it all together and had a conversation. So let's jump into for the ones. So we've made multiple comments on our show before that DC struggles more so live action than Marvel. Why? What is your opinion on the reason why they struggle?
I think part of it is like we've talked about, even in the comics, Marvel has been very consistent throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
DC has not. They keep jumping around and retconning and changing this and changing that, and it's showing through in the live action movies. Also, I think a lot of their casting choices have been really poor. Like they've casted a lot of people that have had a lot of controversy around them, like Ezra Miller and Amber Heard, and like, and that kills a movie. Like if you have an actor like, for instance, I did not watch The Flash because of Ezra Miller. I have not seen the new Aquaman because of Amber Heard, and a lot of people are in the same boat. Like they went into that movie, even the ones that did watch it, wanting to hate it because of those actors.
Yeah, I'm one of those that even if I don't like what happened with an actor or whatnot, uh, I will go in and watch the movie. And a lot of times it's like, all right, y'all completely changed up the story of the character versus the way you had him just a few minutes ago.
Right.
Batman, for example, there have been so many iterations of Batman and so many different castings of Bruce Wayne and Batman. It's like they can't find the person that can do Batman and Bruce Wayne like Robert Downey Jr. can do Tony Stark and Iron Man.
Right. You got somebody who plays a great Bruce Wayne, but they can't do Batman, or vice versa. And I don't know. They just can't find the right cast for their movies up to a certain point. We'll say that for now.
What I want to say is if I think DC or Warner Brothers, who owns DC, needs to reach out and actually start looking at younger generations of actors that are, to us, no-name actors that don't really have a lot of
big credits,
big credits or pedigree under their belt, and let them develop the characters and see how that goes.
But at the same point, like Robert Downey Jr. had a lot of credits under his belt. Chris Hemsworth, not so much. Chris Evans did. I mean, he had some other roles under his belt. Gwyneth Paltrow had a ton. I mean, they didn't necessarily do that. Mark Ruffalo had a ton. I mean,
no, but they actually
find the right characters for the roles is what they need to do.
They need to actually take time. It sounds like Marvel took time finding the right people for the roles. Now, I say that, but then we have 1, 2, 3 iterations of Spider-Man, which they have tied together as multiverse.
Yeah.
They have 3
and
iterations.
Did you see how they did that, though?
Four.
But did you see how
that one yet?
You haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home?
No.
Oh, see, and that is the difference between Marvel and DC. They took that, what everyone joked about, the 3 different Spider-Mans, and they made an absolute masterpiece out of it by the way that they handled it.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four thing is, we'll see.
That was again, those are Fox just trying to keep the rights, I think, after the first one.
Well, yeah, that was the Sonyverse. The Sonyverse and the MCU are different.
Sony didn't have Fantastic Four. That was Fox.
Right. But I'm saying, like, the Sonyverse, Sony made the first Spider-Man movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's Sonyverse. But Spider-Man No Way Home is part of the MCU.
Right, but they had to partner with Sony to do it.
Yes, and that's one thing
Any
I
of
do
the
like is Sony actually was like, all right, cool, let's do
yeah,
it.
any of the Spider-Man movies are like a partnership between
Mhm.
Sony and Marvel.
Well, the original Spider-Man movies, not so much. The
Well, I'm talking Tom Holland ones, the
Tom
new
Holland
the,
ones,
the, the
they're
MCU
all
versions.
yeah. Tom Holland one is the one where they actually brought him in, and then they got the go ahead with Sony and partner with them to bring the others
Right.
in No Way Home.
Like the first MCU movie was Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Anything before that, like the old Spider-Mans,
Yeah.
the old Fantastic Four, any of that nonsense, like those were all like X-Men, those were all Sonyverse, Sony and Fox. Those
Hey,
aren't
they
MCU.
they brought the original Fantastic Four in a roundabout way into the MCU with Deadpool.
They did?
Chris Evans was in Deadpool and Wolverine with
Uh
as the
well,
Flash.
even as Johnny Storm,
Yes.
the Human Torch, not
Yeah,
Flash.
that's what I mean.
Yes, but also they did it in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I think it was.
Maybe.
Which they had Mr. Fantastic in that one. He
Yeah.
sat on the council.
So yeah,
But it
they
was again a
brought him
different
in
actor.
roundabout ways. But they brought it was a different actor, but they used Chris Evans, Johnny Storm to bring in. But let's get back to our main topic here. So DC, as we're pointing out here, DC actually does a horrible job of tying everything together. Even in the comics, they don't tie it in together really well. Marvel does a really good job explaining their multiverse and how you travel between.
They did a really bad job until we'll say that.
Okay, I haven't watched the new Superman. You're anxious to talk about it, so let's get to our.
I will.
We'll put a hold on explaining the issues we see as to why they struggle, because we just made it clear the reason why we think they struggle is they can't have consistency and they don't define their story really
and their
well.
Casting choices.
And their casting choices. Sure. The last main topic question I have is, who is your favorite hero from DC Universe?
The DC Universe? Like, are you talking like in the shows, or like are you just talking like comic book type?
DC in general.
So like comic books, everything.
Comic books, everything.
Which is my favorite DC? I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but probably Soups. I mean,
of course,
it's really close between Superman and Batman. But I think I'd have to give the edge to Superman.
Anybody who knows me knows that in the Marvel side, it's Hawkeye is my favorite character. Mm-hmm. So it just makes sense for who my hero is.
Yeah.
The Arrow.
Green Arrow, yeah.
Green Arrow. I love him. And a lot of times it's because they don't have superpowers and they're still keeping up with superheroes.
Right. And I think that Stephen Amell played an amazing Green Arrow. Like, he did a fabulous job of playing. See, they did a great job with the shows. Yes. The casting in the shows, the direction they went, phenomenal. I don't know why they can't translate that to movies, because they do a great job with the TV shows. I love Green Arrow. That was one of my favorite shows for a long time, and The Flash. I think I actually liked The Flash a little bit more when it, like, just because like the stories behind it were really cool and I liked it. The only thing I really didn't like about The Flash was that every single season he was battling against another speedster.
Oh yeah,
every time. But
yeah,
they kind of had to, because like nobody else really would have stood a chance. Just like, yeah. But
one thing I do like about Arrow is my celebrity crush is in, I think, season 2. Which
one?
Summer Glau.
Oh, Summer Glau. Okay.
Dude, I've had a crush on her since the Firefly days, all right?
Yeah.
But no, to be realistic though, Arrow's my favorite character because he doesn't have a lot of superpowers. Um, if any, he's just really well trained, and he doesn't have the money backing him as much as, say, Bruce Wayne.
What? Oliver
Dude,
Queen is stupid rich.
Nobody's as rich as Bruce Wayne.
Oliver Queen's pretty close. Oliver
Pretty
Queen,
close.
Bruce Wayne, and who was the other one? There's three of them that are like the
But
big.
looking at gadgets in the comics, I don't remember seeing Arrow using a lot of fancy gadgets.
I mean, he had his little fancy arrows and his little fancy bows, and other than that, I mean, that was his shtick.
Yeah, that's his stick. But you have Batman running around with grappling hook, the Batmobile.
Green Arrow has a grappling hook; it's just attached to his arrows.
Yeah, his
he
is
didn't
more
have
realistic.
the Batwing and all that kind of stuff, but he had all the fancy, expensive cars, and I mean,
now he had the cool, fancy, expensive real cars that if I had money, I could go out on the street and buy.
He had the Arrow motorcycle. That thing was pretty sweet.
I've actually never seen that one. I don't think
in the
I
show.
Saw,
in the show, he rides around on his motorcycle all the time.
I don't remember that. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it now.
Yeah, he's got his motorcycle. And Thea had one too. The Red Arrow.
Great. Now I gotta go back and rewatch all of the series because it's been a while, and now I'm gonna have to go back and reread all the comics again.
Yeah, he has a motorcycle.
So we can tell who pays attention more to DC than I do.
I did really like the Arrowverse. I liked a lot of it. It was sad when the last show finally, Superman and Lois, was the last DC Arrowverse show, and it had its last episode. So sad.
They could have done so much with the Flash, Superman, and Arrow.
But like I said, Superman ended the way they ended it was really good.
That's good.
So,
question. I have not seen the new. I've seen this clip. I don't know if this was Superman and Lois or if this was a new Superman, but I saw this clip where Lex Luthor goes through a portal and winds up talking to a Clark Kent that's working on a farm that gave up his powers.
That is in the one of the crossovers for between in the Arrowverse, and yeah, it's Tom Welling. It's Smallville. Mm-hmm. He goes to Smallville, and the person they get to play Lex Luthor in that series is weird. The dude from 2.5 Men.
Yeah, that's not the right person to play Lex Luthor.
That is not Lex Luthor.
I saw that clip and I was like, Superman giving up his powers to have a family. Interesting.
See, but then in the show, the other show, Superman and Lois, he has a family. He has 2 boys, and he didn't give up his powers, but he still has a family. And so, I mean, I don't know.
Again, inconsistencies.
But it's different multiverse. They tried to do the multiverse thing again. Yeah.
That one made sense because he was actually traveling through a portal to get there and not just, hey, a new movie, completely different.
Yeah.
All right. So you've been anxious and talking about it. Give us your review.
So everything we just said about the DCEU and the inconsistencies and the poor casting and everything, yeah, just throw all that out the window because James Gunn knows what he's doing. The casting for the new Superman movie, I cannot think of a single actor that wasn't cast perfectly.
Really?
It was great. Jimmy Olsen was exactly like you'd expect Jimmy Olsen to be. I feel like every scene he was in, he kind of stole the show. He was just a little like sly little rogue playboy dude. Like he was awesome. Lex Luthor. I loved that how much I hated him because that's exactly what you should have with Lex Luthor. Superman and Lois, or Clark Kent and Lois, had the best chemistry. They did it was phenomenal. It like a lot of the movies, it's really dry between the two of them, especially Man of Steel. I thought the whole Amy Adams, Henry Cavill thing was just dry and you didn't feel like there was anything there. They gave Superman actual emotion. He didn't just walk around like a brick wall. Like, he was an actual person. He even has a speech in the movie about how he's just as human as everyone else because, he was raised as a human. They finally, after, I won't say what it is, but finally, after I don't know how many years of Superman and the running joke of Superman, explained why when he puts on his glasses, no one just recognizes him. They finally give a reason for it.
I did see the advertisement where he goes, but I'm wearing the glasses.
Yeah, but there's a reason. They explain it. The only character, and this is going to kind of shock you, like, I thought he was cast well, and I thought he played the role well, but I didn't like his character. Was the Green Lantern. Nathan Fillion. It was Nathan Fillion. Like, I hated his haircut, and they even joke about it in the movie, and like, it's terrible. Like, his character sucks, but he's supposed to suck, and they make it that way on purpose. And I thought that the plot of the movie was great. I really, really enjoyed the fact that they brought Crypto into the movie. This is like, nice. I don't think I've seen him in any other, except for like that Super Pets movie. I don't think he's been in any of the other mainstream movies.
He hasn't, actually, no.
But I really liked that they had him in it. The plot of the movie was great. You could tell that it was written by you could tell that it was done by James Gunn. Like, after watching Guardians of the Galaxy and all that, he has a style, and you could definitely see it in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few choices that they made that I was kind of like, kind of curious why they did that. But like, as a whole, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was done very well. It is the first DC movie that I will give above a 90% score on.
Nice.
I would say, for me, I would go probably 9.4 out of 10.
I'm going to have to watch that.
I really enjoyed it.
Tuesday.
I thought it was really, really well done. The chemistry between all the actors was great. Like I said, like, they really, really make you hate Lex Luthor.
That's
with
the way.
Fiery passion.
If you're making a movie around a superhero,
right,
you should make it where people really hate the villain.
Yes.
Now, if you're doing
the villain to lose.
Now, if you're doing a series where it's from the eyes of the villain, you want to identify with the villain. But in this case, making the people hate Lex Luthor, that's awesome. That's good writing.
Yeah, dude. I really thought Nicholas Hoult did an amazing job. He really convinced me that he was Lex Luthor. And surprisingly, even though I went into this, like, I kind of almost want to watch the new season of The Witcher now, because I went into this thinking, how dare they replace Henry Cavill as Superman? But like, David Cornsweet did a phenomenal job. I've never seen him in anything else. So this is my first time seeing him, but I think he made himself Superman. Like, he made himself be Superman. Like, when I picture him now, if I see him in any other movie, I'm going to say that's Superman.
Yeah, that's pretty good when you identify a character that much.
Right. Now they just need to go with this and stick with this and move on from this, instead of retconning and doing something sillier and doing this. I will say one of my favorite characters in that movie, though, is Mr. Terrific. Like, he is so good in that movie. And like, every single scene he's in, he's like Jimmy Olsen. Like, his character and Jimmy Olsen's character were so good that apparently they're getting their own spin-off TV shows.
Nice.
Because people love those characters so much. So
I got a question to ask you. What did you think of 2021 Suicide Squad?
I didn't see it. I haven't seen that one.
What did you think of HBO's Peacemaker?
See, I haven't seen that show yet either. But he does make a cameo in the new movie in Superman.
There's a reason why I asked, because James Gunn did both of those shows.
I've heard Peacemaker's amazing.
It is. I love it. It's actually really good and violent.
Yeah, I
uh, and James Gunn did both of those. James Gunn, I don't know. I'm sitting here reading his uh, Wikipedia, and I cannot see where he got his take on superhero movies and how he got so good at making those.
yeah, he's phenomenal. He's a great director.
But if you look at his stuff, it's like, all right, cool. He's going to make a good superhero movie.
Yeah,
Straight up. There's all of his superhero movies have been good. Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy, that trilogy, Peacemaker. Yeah,
I need to watch Peacemaker. I don't have HBO at the moment, so but I need to get it because I want to watch Peacemaker.
John Cena actually does a pretty good Peacemaker.
Yeah, I've heard it's a really really good show, and like I said, he makes like a little cameo in the new Superman movie, and I think that's awesome.
So what I'm hearing is James Gunn needs to stick with DC and keep directing their movies, and hopefully the writing keeps
or
following
Marvel.
the
I
same.
mean, he could stay either way.
No. I'm just saying with DC and Warner Brothers, he needs to stick with being their director until they figure out how to write a cohesive timeline.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't want to say they should retcon everything again, but like at the same point, like if they're gonna go with this new DCEU, they definitely should retcon Flash. I think Flash could be very, very good if they do it right, but they need to bring back Grant Gustin.
Yeah,
like he is the Flash in everyone's mind. He is the Flash.
he's the one I think of when I think of the Flash. I don't think of Ezra Miller from the movie.
Yeah, the problem with that though is they do in the new Superman movie introduce a Supergirl. Like they don't technically call her that, but I mean she's his cousin. He calls him my cousin, and it's not Melissa Benoist. So like it's kind of hard to use some of the characters from Arrowverse, but not others. It would be cool.
You could still use the same actor from the Arrowverse.
Flash.
Yeah.
I just think he did a great Flash. Like he was a good Barry Allen. He was a good Flash. But I think that if they ever do anything with the Green Arrow, they have to bring Stephen Amell in. Like he has to be the one. Or I wouldn't be opposed to Justin Hartley because I really enjoyed his Green Arrow in Smallville as well. So
okay. I don't remember Green Arrow in Smallville, but Smallville was on when I wasn't really.
He was Oliver Queen more than he was Green Arrow in that show.
Because Smallville, I remember it, but I don't go back and watch it all the time. So
You should.
No, now as an adult, yeah, I should because.
It's so good.
But yeah, so
overall I would recommend it. I thought it was a very good movie. I thought the plot was very good. I thought that it was well done. They picked the perfect people for the roles.
That's good. Now I want to see James Gunn cast Batman. I want to see who he would cast as Batman because really I don't know in all of our modern people who I would cast as Batman that could portray Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah, I thought Christian Bale did a great job.
He did, but that universe is dark.
Yeah, it's very dark. You know what I will say, though, and I'm going to probably catch some hate on this. If I don't get any negative comments about it, I'll be kind of surprised because it's not the most popular opinion. I do not like the new Batman. Like the Batman with Robert Pattinson. I didn't like it. I thought it was boring.
So, Batman portrayed by Robert
Pattinson.
Yeah, I keep forgetting his last name. Pattinson is a detective Batman, which is Batman. However, they focus way too much on that and not so much on the crime fighting in general. It
Well,
was
what I think they should have done with that movie, and it would have made a lot more sense, is instead of calling it The Batman, they should have called it Bruce Wayne. Because he's only the Batman in about 6 minutes of the entire movie. The rest of the time, he's just Bruce Wayne.
I thought he was in there at least
No, he's hardly
a
ever
quarter
Batman.
of the movie.
No, he's hardly ever Batman in that movie. And it was boring. And the whole thing was just lead up and story building. And there was like no actual, there wasn't hardly any action in the whole movie.
That is true. It was
It
a
was
very
boring.
slow. That's why I think the animated Batmans are better, because he's still the detective Batman, but he's Batman and a little bit of Bruce Wayne. I want to see the detective Batman, but with more Bruce Wayne. I want a more of a 75 Batman, 25% Bruce Wayne.
So The Dark Knight. That's
Yes,
about how they did it in Dark
but
Knight.
more so him being an investigator and crime fighter like he is in the animated series versus somebody going around beating people up and driving a tank.
So Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah, there you go. No, Batman the animated series. I want that Batman.
Yeah, that Batman was awesome. That was a good Batman.
So that's all we got for our main topic, because we are running out of time. I'm going to talk about the one article I got on here, and I thought this was pretty cool. GameStop has something called Push Arcade, and it might just be more than nostalgia. They recently dropped a mysterious teaser for something called the Push Start Arcade, and now a few details are starting to trickle out thanks to a post on X by user Wiz88899. And it sounds like GameStop isn't just dusting off old cabinets. They're going to be doing something a lot more ambitious. It's going to be possibly based on what's been released, a full-blown hybrid between modern-day arcade and gamified retail platforms. It's meant to blend digital gaming ecosystems, exclusive content, and Web3 style token integration. So you could probably, to keep their trade industry going that they have, take old games in, trade them in, get some tokens for the arcade and play that way.
Yeah. We know how GameStop's trade-ins go. It's like, oh yeah, trade in this $500 system. We'll give you 3 tokens.
I know, right? Arcade only perks and content, more DLC, arcade exclusive DLC, skins, maps, all that kind of stuff. And then a new kind of pre-order experience. They don't really go too much into that. The way it's described by Wiz888999 is it's not just gaming. It's tokenized, gamified retail with an ecosystem designed to keep customers engaged online and off. I'm not sure what I think about it. It sounds like it's just going to be another online arcade.
You know what kind of surprised me? I know that there's things out there like GameFly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you can like add games to your queue, they send them to your house, you can play them type of thing. And there's kind of a little bit of a streaming thing, but kind of like the way Netflix used to do things, you know, back in the day when you had to get movies sent to your house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that we haven't seen like a Netflix for video games yet. Like straight up, you can log in from your PlayStation, whole library of games that you could just pay a monthly subscription and rent them and play them. Kind of like back in the day, they used to have that thing called the Sega Channel, where they would just change out the library type of thing. Kind of like, I mean, I guess it's very similar to like Xbox Game Pass and things like that.
It kind of exists, but it's console specific. So you'd have to have a PlayStation and PSN to play and stream.
Yeah, I guess PSN
Network
is something like that. But I mean, I'm surprised there's not like a third party thing like Netflix.
I wonder how much it would cost if they did that, because you got to get the company would have to get the rights to be able to stream all these games on their servers.
They got to do that for movies and stuff too, though. So if you could do it for movies, why can't you do it for games?
Because we all know games are greedy.
That's true. I mean, I guess Game Pass and PSN are sort of like that, but it's like, I'm talking like a universal, man.
See, it would be cool to have one where I could just go, I want to go play Breath of Fire from the Nintendo. Oh, now I want to go jump into Halo. Nah, I want to go play some Sonic.
But have like a subscription. Like what I'm saying is like kind of like we'll call it
a Netflix for video games, pretty much.
Net games. Yeah, net games where you can sign on to it from your PlayStation or your Xbox or your and play whatever game you want on there.
See, but I was just saying, the way I was saying is I would like to have a platform like that where I can go from all these different genre.
Nintendo wouldn't participate though. Nintendo would be like Disney Plus. They'd be like, no, we're going to do our own with our own, only our titles.
Yeah. You never know. They might. If you could guarantee they would make money off of it.
That's true. I mean, something like that would be kind of cool. I just gave away $1 million idea. Crap. Should have patented that.
I know, right? Probably somebody's already out there trying to do it. GameFly is still around. I think GameFly is sort of like that. I don't know if they have the streaming yet, though.
Or we could just create an Oasis. And then we could just go to our favorite worlds and play our favorite games from all inside the Oasis.
That would be cool. The problem is then everybody become too reliant on the Oasis, and then everything would go
That's not really a problem.
Handbasket.
It's not really a problem.
All right. So we are way over time. So number one, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. That's the way we get our numbers up. We'd really appreciate it. If you are listening, please rate this show. If you want, comment on if you have any ideas for us, or if you actually have Discord and you want to talk to us directly or come up with ideas for the show or something you'd like to hear us talk about, that is any kind of nerdy topic, you can reach us on discord.gg/raw podcast. You can reach us directly for business inquiries through our email, podcastraw@gmail.com. Both of those, Archon and I have linked to our phones, so we will see those no matter where we're at.
Correct.
We're always answering people's conversations in Discord. If you see us if we're gaming online, we're on Discord and we're in chat, so you can jump in and chat with us.
I'm on way too much. If I'm not working, I'm probably in Discord. So come find me, talk to me, tell me everything you hate about the show, everything you like about the show, everything that you'd love to see. I'll be there and I'll listen. And you might see those things on the show, or you might even hear about our conversations on the show. Like, for instance, when I was talking about War Makita and how he was hanging out on my base the other day. So, like, those kind of things come up on the show all the time. So go ahead and shoot us a message, shoot us an email, or you could find us individually on any social media platform. You can find me as the Archon606.
You can find me anywhere as some variation of Tomcat213 or Rook213. You can find us on Facebook as Raw Podcasts and Instagram as Raw Podcast 1. But remember, the biggest thing is on YouTube, like and subscribe. We want to get this channel going, and that's the only way we're going to get the algorithm to really see us.
TikTok, too.
TikTok.
Find us. Raw Nerdy.
About TikTok.
Raw Nerdy TikTok. Like and subscribe. We need lots of followers. We're going to be posting lots of videos. I need people so that I can have content to post. So,
and I got to get the edits out on time so he can do our snippets.
Yeah.
Hey, you can also sit there and record some of your gameplay footage and send it.
I know. I haven't, like I said, I haven't really been on much this week.
Yeah.
But I will.
I need to be rich so I can hire like Nathan Fillion and all these actors to come on and interview with us.
Oh, man. Go to all the cons. We need to do it.
I know, right?
We keep saying it, but we need to do it. So
we will. Anyhow, y'all stay nerdy.
Have a great week, guys.